The recent incredibly vague update from the Trump administration didn't address the reported non-drone activity in the sky, like orbs or plasmas, or the shape-shifting objects, which seems convenient to me. During peak media coverage of the mystery drones over New Jersey and the Northeast coast in general, a YouTube channel by the name of Red Panda Koala was doing daily live updates, including testimony from first-hand witnesses. The most compelling witness to me was a fella going by the pseudonym Zane that recorded what he described as an orb-like object in the sky. He posted the video online and it went viral. The video was then reportedly taken down from everywhere it was posted. He got doxxed. Then two men wearing suits, claiming to be from the FBI, showed up at his door and asked questions specifically about the video. I'm going to play the recording of the Spaces event that took place in December 2024, where Zane explains what happened. The recording is about 10 minutes long, so stick with it. The last couple of minutes is the most interesting to me when Zane describes the orb's appearance. Unfortunately, Red Panda Koala's YouTube channel was taken down not too long after posting this Spaces event in one of his daily updates. He's still active on X, so go there and check out his content. Alright, here is a video of the Spaces.
Now you're talking about the UFO phenomenon.
Real quick, and then you guys can go back to it.
Coping.
I just got a question for Zane, real quick. Zane, did you just say that you found something, and then authorities visited you? Is that what I heard you say?
Well, I filmed. I need to be vague. I did write an article on my X profile that I go into as much detail as I feel comfortable, because unfortunately I got severely doxxed when I posted what I found on the internet. So now I got to protect my family, and I have to be very anonymous about everything. So I don't want to get into specifics, but I will give you the nutshell of what happened. I captured video of an unexplained object in the sky. I did not know what it is. It was in New Jersey in recent times with everything that's been going on. The video went pretty viral on the internet. Then the video got taken down everywhere pretty much. And then it was about a day later, I got visited by the FBI, though they also did visit my neighbors. But they did ask about the video. They asked of what I saw. They were very nice. There was no aggression there. They just asked some questions. They did pretty much, it was intimidating that they showed up at my house and they knew who I was, but also my information was fully doxed online as well. So it really did intimidate me in the sense that I have to be careful what I say. And though I want to be part of this community, I had to restart over. I had to get rid of all my social media accounts online. I had to get rid of everything because, there were literally thousands of people trying to reach out and give me hate for something that I wasn't even trying to claim what I saw. I just saw something, I filmed it, and I got a lot of hate for it, and as well as a bunch of people wondering what was going on and what it was. But that's my story in a nutshell. But I will say that the FBI, they were very cordial. There was no real issues, but they did show up at my house. I know they went to my neighbors as well, but they were specifically asking about the video I took. So whatever that means to you, I don't know. I'm still trying to process everything that happened as well, and I don't have all the answers, but in a nutshell, that's my story.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. If you could DM me the video, I would love to see it. And also, thank you for not being afraid. Thank you for being brave to come and talk with all of us who are trying to figure it out. I'm absolutely shocked that they found you through a video online. And yeah, that's what are you doing? What are you talking about? What did you see? That's freaky, man. Nobody wants to knock on the door from the FBI.
Can you describe the video?
Briefly, I want to be careful because the video itself seems to be what got me in trouble more than anything. I think talking about it is okay, but showing it, I'm a little skeptical. But essentially, it was an orb-like image in the sky. It was not a traditional drone of any sort. It was more orb-like. I saw it was really just a bright light in the sky moving around in a weird way, which isn't unlike a lot of other videos I've seen. So I don't know why I was singled out, but I can tell you that the video online through different social media had hundreds of thousands of views, and then simultaneously everywhere pretty much got deleted all at the same time. And that was what was really weird.
When was this thing?
I do want to be. I don't want to say specific dates or times because that might identify the video more so with me. And again, trying to stay anonymous with that. But
Yeah.
I can tell you it was within the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
And
What did the
last
FBI tell
one.
you about the whole situation, and what did they like leave you with? What was the vibe?
Well, they did not disclose anything to me. They didn't say anything to me more than just asking me the couple questions. They did not come in my house. They just knocked on the door. They asked if they could ask me a couple questions. They asked me if I, about the video. And that's the way they said it, though, about the video that I recorded. So they knew about the video. They knew it was me. And
Where's the video?
they pretty much they just said that they were just asking questions. They were also asking neighbors about, lights in the sky. That was really it. Then they left at that. They didn't go into any detail. They didn't disclose anything for me. They did not, so I've heard reports of sometimes if feds come and they threaten you or this. No, they didn't do anything like that to me. They just simply asked me some questions. It did intimidate me. And definitely at that point, with my information leaking online and then that happening, that's when I deleted everything on social media. And because I don't know if that's how they found me or not.
Was the video already deleted everywhere by the time they visited you, or did that happen after?
It happened the night prior.
Are you Richard Doty?
So the video was
Richard
still
Doty.
intact when they came and saw you.
No, the video got removed from every platform. And this is the weird part. It got removed from everywhere I uploaded it, but it also got removed from other people's posts from what I could tell. I mean, it might still exist somewhere on the internet, but it got removed in a bunch of places all at the same time. And it was the night before it got removed. And then they showed up the next morning.
But you no longer had it.
I do have a copy of the original video, but again, I'm going to be very apprehensive about sharing that only because of what happened.
And it was an orb.
It was an orb. That's
Interesting.
the thing is that's what was crazy to me about it is that there was nothing honestly in the video that to me that seemed anything crazier than what I've seen other people experience. But it does make me wonder how many people does this happen to that actually capture something that then do just get too intimidated and don't want to speak out. I got very scared for myself.
Super viral. It went super viral.
It did go well. I don't know what super viral means in today's world of hundreds of millions of views, but it went viral enough where I think probably collectively between the places that I know it was uploaded and re-uploaded, I think it had at least 1 million views probably, altogether that I could see, but it may have had more.
Yeah, that's why the FBI. That's why the FBI cared.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right.
It's always crazy, man. That's what's weird about this field. I always say UFO podcaster symptom number 1 is that you think they're always trying to get you. All right, Will, you take the stage. Floor is yours. Thank you so much for sharing. And also,
Thank you,
that's pretty
Zane.
huge. Zane, that's huge. I'm following you. Please keep us updated. If you need any support, if there's anything that we can do for you as you're trying to, I'm sure it's stressful. I'm sure it's super stressful, dude. I'm thinking for you. And so just let us know if you need anything. We're all
Hang
here
in
to
there.
help you.
The last couple minutes
might not
is
seem like we
most
have
important.
Power, but
most interesting to me.
Go ahead, Will. Take over.
Will.
Yeah, I just want to say before I start here, Zane, you said it's orb-like shape. You said it was like an orb shape, not an orb shape. So what kind of shape would you say would be then if it wasn't an orb?
I would say it is an orb. Again, maybe I have to watch every word I say just to protect myself to some extent. So I apologize if I come off a little vague or weird at times.
I'm not trying to attack you. I'm not trying to figure out. I've seen something.
No. I got you. No, I don't. I'm not taking it like that. I'm just, every word I got to be careful to some extent. But it was to me, it was an orb. The only thing I will say to that is, as it was moving around, it looked like it was changing shape in some regard. It was, at least as if it was moving. It almost, best way I could almost describe it is almost like motion blur. It was just as it was moving, it looked like it was more of an oval. Where it was kind of, and then when it was stationary, it was more of a direct circle.
Was it red or blue?
It was more white.
White. Okay, thank you.
Is it a light white, or was it the color white?
It was more like, I would say like a a daytime white, like a daytime color white,
like solid, like it wasn't like a actual light source. It wasn't like a reflection. It was like
it didn't look like a reflection to me. It looked like it was emitting its own light. And I will add to that as well. I could see reflections. There was reflections off of it, like almost in like the, like, I mean, again, I don't know if this is the right term or not. I'm not, but like almost off of the air molecules, off of some like clouds. You could honestly see it reflecting. So it was definitely like its own, it was producing its own light because I could actually see the reflection from it.
Did it resemble plasma in any way?
It could have. Again, that's a tough thing. I've done a big deep dive into like plasma balls and stuff like that, and that's such a weird, rabbit hole itself.
Ashton Forbes knows about plasma and orbs.
Yeah, but I would say it was on that. I would say it's on that realm. But again, that's a rabbit hole. There's a lot of different things I've seen online that claim that look kind of like that, and they're different. But I get what you're saying. I would agree it's something like that.
All right. I just want to continue. So,
all right. So that's the recording of the spaces. I thought it was pretty interesting. Hopefully you did too. So if the mystery drones are authorized by the FAA, how does that explain what Zane just reported and experienced? Why are the mystery drones still being reported now? And not only over the Northeast coast, but other states like Ohio, Oregon, California, Texas, reports all over the world. And if the, quote, drones were legitimately authorized, why keep the public in the dark for so long? Why did it take until now with the Trump administration? If anybody knows where the video Zane uploaded can be watched, please drop a link in the comments. Or if you'd rather send directly, email the link or video file to futureritual@protonmail.me. I won't share or publish the video. I just want to watch it. Pinky swear. Some folks have been asking where are the drones coming from and going back to. And the Belief Hole podcast has a fascinating hypothesis. If you haven't watched the Belief Hole podcast, I highly encourage it. The first time I watched one of their podcasts, so it's three brothers. And I had no idea that two of the three brothers were identical twins. So I'm watching the video and twin A is talking and then twin B will start talking, going back and forth. And for a while, I thought it was the same person doing a bit. But then I read the description and then found out that it's three brothers, two of which are twins. I thought that was funny. Anyhow, I am going to play that clip, not that one.
Across the Hudson Canyon, which is one of the largest submarine canyons in the world. It starts about 100 miles southeast of New York City and extends about 350 miles out to sea. And this puppy's deep. 2 to 2.5 miles in its dark depths, and it's about 7.5 miles wide.
We're talking like Grand Canyon size, right?
Larger, I believe. I'll have to double check that, but I think it's larger.
Roundabouts Grand Canyon size, which is pretty insane.
Yeah, this is what I thought was interesting. If you want to talk about maybe a base, maybe some if we look through the history and find all these reports that sometimes get lost to time, but as they get rediscovered, you're like, oh, why are there so many sightings in this area? Anyway, it's a fascinating area. There's a lot of places to hide, a lot of noise in this canyon.
Oh, right, yeah.
We'll get into more reasons why I think this canyon would be a great place to hide if you were someone that was trying to observe people. And I think that's one of the key ones, is if you wanted to go to a place on Earth that's pretty busy, you've got Manhattan, the Big Apple.
Interesting. All right, and here is another clip, also from the Belief Hole podcast, the same video, same subject.
A pretty incredible sighting of a craft hovering just above the water, right at the mouth of this Hudson Canyon in 1950. Only 3 years after Roswell. And the description of this craft is a description that is very unique and one that you will have heard of recently.
Well, that's a little vague.
Tic Tac. I'll just say it's the Tic Tac shape. A pretty...
The Tic Tac. All right. So that is the Belief Hole podcast. I think Professor Simon says it best in this clip from one of his recent videos on the plasma/drone phenomena.
With all these drone sightings seen over the world, one of the most intriguing sightings are glowing balls of light, plasma, UAP. UFO researchers should be far more interested in that than the missighting of an airplane or a quadcopter, even if they come from a rogue nation. What exactly are the luminous UAPs that definitely have been seen all over the world? These glowing balls of light have been seen for decades, probably centuries.
I agree. I would pay more attention to the orbs, balls of light, plasmoids, whatever you would call them. Here's a clip of Gary Nolan commenting on what he and Hal Puthoff hypothesizes the orbs function.
That it's kind of like, again, what Hal was talking about, where it's an advanced scout object that is controlled from a distance, maneuvered from a distance, and transmits information back to the controller from a distance. And just because somebody calls for it and it shows up doesn't mean it's magic.
So that's interesting to me, thinking or hypothesizing that the orbs or plasmoids are potentially a probe or a scout vehicle. During an interview with Curt Jaimungal of the Theory of Everything podcast, Salvatore Pais talks about balls of lightning or orbs and their ability to go through solid walls. Let's take a look at that clip.
These effects, these balls of plasma can actually go through solid walls. You have to question why. How?
You hear people talk about orbs in the UFO circles. Do you believe these to be related to ball lightning or some form of plasma?
I quite believe that they are forms of plasma, yes, sir. It speaks to this idea of quantum electrodynamic vacuum by breakdown, because once you achieve these effects, all these anomalies can be present. Yes, I do believe that's possible.
Here's another clip from the same interview. Salvatore Pais hyper-speculates the balls of light are possibly probes.
Just to get a bit speculative here, these balls are usually of the size of the order of a tennis ball to a basketball. They're generally not larger than a building, let's say. So let's speak on the ones that are small. Do you imagine that to be a small craft, a probe?
Hyper-speculation again.
Yes.
This is, okay. From a hyper-speculation point of view, I would say it's quite possible these are probes. Yes.
So, possibly probes, possibly scouts, possibly transmitting information from here to who knows where, maybe the Hudson Canyon. And lastly, during an interview with Jesse Michels over at American Alchemy, Green Beret Randy Anderson has some interesting things to say about current drone technology that the public probably doesn't know about yet. Let's take a look at Actually, I have two clips. We'll play the first clip.
There's technology out there that I think would blow people's minds if they knew that we had that capability. I mean,
any examples?
Good try, Jesse.
Yeah, the drone technology we have is pretty significantly better than people think.
Right now, as we speak, there's this mystery drone craze. I would say clearly that some of these are not man-made, but that depends on your priors and understanding of a lot of the kind of weirder stuff. But what did you see, and what do you think we are capable of on the drone front?
I think what we're seeing, just my opinion, we're seeing our technology and drones respond to something that's not ours.
Are there any drones disguising themselves as other objects that seem prosaic? Have you seen anything like that?
Yes. There's technology that can be disguised to look like ordinary things that are drones and ISR surveillance type platforms.
That's pretty amazing. And so are the things...
All right. So here's the second clip. Same topic, drone technology.
I'm assuming the things themselves are not shape-shifting. They are...
No, not that I saw.
Yeah, they're creating a signature that resembles something more kind of ordinary.
Sure, yeah, it's there to make you think it's something else. I mean, it looks like a local thing that would be normal to anybody who lives in the area.
So there's like a funny protest movement run by this like trolling kid on social media, and it's like birds aren't real, and it's like that the birds are all like CIA spooks or something.
I mean, hilariously accurate.
That's wild. So you think that there are drones that can maybe mimic? I mean, even in DARPA, there are initiatives towards biomimicry, and like a lot of biological designs have actually inspired aircraft design. Absolutely. But we're kind of taking this a step farther and saying that certain reconnaissance devices actually look like and appear to look like animal, like birds and stuff.
And why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't that be a natural way of disguising your technology?
Interesting. All of it's very interesting. I keep saying the word interesting because it is. It's all very interesting. I agree with Randy. I think a lot of what we are seeing is a response to whatever Zane recorded. I think there are truly anomalous objects in the sky, and I think that our man-made tech, both secret and non-secret, is being sent to monitor the UAP and also clutter the skies so that the UAP are a little bit harder to distinguish. Thanks for watching, and take care.